the rest of the teams I've mentioned are about one ad drop away from really solidifying their lineup. Next, I'd like to bring to the table Rutgers Tough. I'm going to rank them fourth. They're not a shoo-in for the playoffs, although I do believe they will get in. They have the firepower to beat any team in this league. Dwayne Wade and Melo are 40-pointers. Brooke Lopez is, as you can see by this average, an understood 30-plus center. And after that, it's just mediocrity. Will the top 2+ center get Rutgers a win in the playoffs, possibly a favorable matchup, and when will he be? It'll all depend on guys that are not to be depended on. Murphy, Ariza, OJ Mayo, Jason Thompson, Jamal Crawford, Haywood, I'm not even going to mention the other guys. All of these guys right here, none are featured players on their team. OJ and Crawford are featured scorers, but don't do much else. So unless they have 40 points, not talking, they're not going to do much. Murphy is the understood first quarter, first half monster, but doesn't get the ball at the end of the game, period. Ariza is a complimentary player. And Haywood is a low 20 center. So for Rutgers to really beat some of the top teams, he's going to need a huge week out of his big two and hopefully overtake another team's big 2 or 3, such as JLA or Sloth. And the rest of the lineup, he's just going to need miracles. They're going to need miracles out of to win Willie B. However, I've seen much stranger things happen. Hopefully Rutgers can win. They have a tough matchup against Hubie next week. If they win that, they should be in. I'd like to see them go in strong to the playoffs instead of backing in. Let's move on over to our old friend Pachuca Slavs, Mr. Wiesenberg and Shafran have moved and shaped their way to quite a squad this year. Duncan is a 40-pointer, with the exception of completely blowing out the other team, in which case he becomes like a 28-pointer, average out, he's mid-30s. David Lee was questioned to be a 33-point C preseason. He's proven to be a 34.5-point C, as you can see. Amari and Nash together appear to be 60 points. However, as of late, they're 65. Fugget, or higher. Rajon Rondo is a 30-pointer by the Mooks. However, he may as well be a 33-pointer because he can go for 40 at any time with his triple-double potential, not talking his steals. Luol Deng is another 30-pointer. His draft speaks for itself. I believe he's been over 30 for quite a while now lately. Al Horford's a mid-20 center, not anything to be excited about, except as a 7th man, that'll do just fine. And that's when we come to Pachuca's seemingly problem, although Hubes knows that the 8th man game is not a problem in Pachukaville. You look at these guys here, and they all look like 20-pointers. However, Hubie knows Ben Gordon is Pachuca's 8th man, and should he have a monster against you in the playoffs, you will be annoyed. Pachuca needs to win out. They have a big Week 18 matchup. Should they get in, they are to be feared. And we'll continue on down the list to Team 23. They're ranked so low only because of their odds of winning Willie B are extremely slim. Should they get in the playoffs, and it appears that they very well might, 23 does not have much of a chance. They have 2 players who can strike fear in you, and Josh Smith and Steven Jackson. Devin Harris also is an excellent fantasy player, although has much downside to his game. Brandon Jennings is a mid-20s player at best. I would not expect to see him anywhere near 30 for the week or the weeks to come. Mo Williams, I'm not sure why you have him or why you rejected that trade from JLA. You must not have hit rock bottom yet. And then I'm just going to highlight these 6 centers here. Don't be fooled. Robin Lopez is a center, folks. They are all completely disgusting. It's a joke that 23 has all of them. To be honest, Tolliver is the only one that I would actually start with and use Shaq as a backup, as he is a Mooka minute option should he play more than 23 minutes. he would be a good option. 23. You put yourself in the position to be in the playoffs every year, and you've shaken your way out of it. I'm not here to argue with you because you obviously get yourself in position, but it is clear you have a problem once the new year turns. You tend to give away your players and give away mooks. You might want to look into that in the off season. Finally, we'll come to Parnell. Oh, sweet Parnell. Such a beautiful dance you've been doing with the gods this year. Winning and losing based on a mook or two, based on your starting of Gasols or zeros, or trades you made or didn't make, trades you proposed or didn't propose, and trades that were proposed to you or not proposed to you. You did not give Koff his players back when he claimed he made a mistake, yet you profusely attacked the league and Milos to give you back your players when you made the same mistake. We hope that you understand why we were upset with this reaction, and it appears you have tried to make amends with your video of the NBA store, and the gods have rewarded you with a Vince Carter monster. However, you're on the outside looking in, and you need other things to happen to get in the playoffs. That said, Hubie looks for you to run the tables brown. Hubie believes that you did make a mistake trading Durant, despite Vince's monster. Vince and Brand, Vince and Brand are down Arrow City. Brand and Vince are not to be trusted, and you'll soon find out. Despite their probability to have a good game once in a while, they will have a lot of bad games. Monty Ellis, definitely a mid-30s player, but you lost 8 or 9 mooks versus Durant, and that will prove to be obvious in the future. The Gossels are incredible. Hubie has them at about 69. They may as well be 69ing themselves, or you can be 69ing them if you'd like. But don't believe any of this year-to-date bullshit. These guys are 35-pointers. Pau greater than Masol, but Masol's that center. Aldridge is a 30-pointer. Rose is a low 30s when healthy, if healthy. Butler has 30-point potential. Garnett is upper 30s, upper 20s, mid 20s. Brandon Vince will be in the mid-20s with a big game here or there and a lot of bad games. Parton has one of the best teams. However, he didn't treat the gods right for the whole season, and that'll ultimately prove to be his downfall. However, we look for a strong season next year from Parton should he not make the playoffs or win Willie B this year. And that is it, folks. I hope you enjoyed them, and we look forward to next week's rankings.